A new Chinese lunar mission is drawing interest from an entire continent while NASA's rover uncovers strange honeycomb patterns etched into Martian rock. This is Fascinating Frontiers, episode 149. African nations are examining hardware and science participation in China's Chang'e 8 lunar mission. The mission director has stressed openness and inclusiveness as core principles guiding international involvement. African partners are positioned as active contributors to lunar surface operations rather than passive observers. The initiative reflects growing interest among those countries in contributing instruments or joint experiments. Now, on a completely different note, here's what you may have missed across the past several days. NASA continued rolling out new data products and mission updates that keep reshaping how we picture both Earth and Mars. Fascinating Frontiers episodes tracked steady progress on international lunar plans and European formation flying tests. Meanwhile, ESA and partner agencies shared fresh results on solar-wind interactions and atmospheric loss, giving clearer context for the long-term story of how planets lose their air. Curiosity rover spotted intersecting ridges that form polygonal cells in layered sedimentary rock on Mars. Scientists are weighing whether the honeycomb patterns result from ancient water activity or later erosion. Close-up images show consistent geometry across the outcrop in a region that preserves evidence of past environmental conditions. Further analysis will compare the textures with similar formations elsewhere on the planet. Next up, Proba 3's coronagraph captured Earth in occultation by blocking the sun to reveal the planet's limb. Precise formation flying kept the occulter aligned with the main spacecraft within millimeters over distances of hundreds of meters. The test demonstrates technology for future solar studies through images that show the atmosphere against the instrument's dark field. The instrument blocked sunlight to produce the unique vantage point, shifting focus. Space Force awarded a $22.9 million contract to K2 Space for a laser communications demonstration. 2 satellites will carry optical terminals to test high-speed crosslinks for military data relay. The goal is reliable performance in the radiation and thermal environment of low Earth orbit. Optical terminals offer higher bandwidth than traditional radio frequencies. On another note, NASA released an interactive 3-dimensional model of Earth's geoid based on satellite gravity data. The model shows how the ocean surface deviates from a perfect sphere by up to tens of meters in different basins. Users can rotate and zoom to explore regional sea level variations caused by uneven mass distribution beneath the crust. The tool helps visualize why sea level is not uniform across the planet. A fire rainbow appeared over West Virginia in an Astronomy picture of the day image. The circumhorizontal arc formed when sunlight passed through high-altitude ice crystals aligned at a precise solar elevation. Photographers captured the flat band of spectral colors against a backdrop of summer clouds. The phenomenon requires specific crystal alignment to stretch across the sky as a horizontal streak. The Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center will present updates on UAE lunar and planetary projects at COSPAR 2026. The presentations will cover ongoing satellite programs and future exploration goals. COSPAR provides an international forum for sharing results from national space efforts. The UAE aims to strengthen ties with global research communities through these sessions. The center's contributions include data from orbital missions and plans for surface exploration hardware. Now for a deeper look. The solar wind directly collides with Mars's upper atmosphere in the absence of a global magnetic field. Charged particles from the sun strip electrons from atmospheric atoms and sweep the resulting ions away at rates that increase during solar storms. A stream 400 kilometers wide, hurtling at 400 kilometers per second, crosses the distance from New York to Los Angeles in roughly 10 seconds. Data from recent spacecraft show escape rates rise sharply when the wind carries extra energy and density. Models still cannot account for why certain atmospheric layers lose material at higher rates than expected even under steady conditions. The central puzzle remains whether early Mars possessed a thicker envelope that the solar wind slowly eroded. Mattel's vintage Man in Space line is under consideration for a new movie project. The toys featured astronauts and equipment from an imagined near-future space program. Recent interest follows successful adaptations of other retro toy properties. No production timeline has been confirmed yet. The property's original designs included modular spacecraft and surface vehicles that reflected 1960s visions of lunar exploration. Celestron's moon mission 100mm Dobsonian offers a tabletop design for beginners. The 100mm aperture balances portability with enough light-gathering power for clear lunar and planetary views under dark skies. Reviewers note the simple mount delivers steady images of craters and brighter deep sky objects without complex setup. The package includes basic accessories suited for quick backyard use. A photographer captured the Gum Nebula over the Tuscan coastline by stacking multiple exposures. The composite combines foreground beach elements with hydrogen alpha data to reveal delicate filaments. Months of weather challenges preceded the successful shoot that isolated the nebula while preserving coastal details. Narrowband filters help separate the emission from the night sky. Ultrafine impact dust could have heated the atmosphere to temperatures far above human survival limits within hours after the Chicxulub event. The mechanism differs from the longer-term impact winter scenario previously emphasized. Evidence comes from new modeling of dust particle behavior. The rapid heating would have ignited global fires before cooling set in. The dust layer absorbed and re-radiated solar energy, creating a brief but intense thermal pulse at the surface. Maria Mitchell was born August 1, 1818. Raised in a Quaker community that supported equal education, Mitchell learned astronomy from her father. She later became the first librarian of the Nantucket Athenaeum and the first American woman recognized as a professional astronomer. Her comet discovery in 1847 brought international attention. Mitchell went on to advocate for women in science throughout her career. She combined observational work with teaching and public outreach on Nantucket Island. The 1986 Disney film Flight of the Navigator explored time dilation and interstellar travel through the story of a boy who returns home 8 years older than he left. It featured early computer-generated imagery for the alien spacecraft. The movie presented scientific concepts without simplifying them for its young audience. Its cult status has grown with renewed interest in retro science fiction storytelling. The narrative used relativistic effects as a central plot device decades before similar themes appeared in later films. Before we go, keep an eye on further updates from the African Space Initiative as discussions with China's Chang'e 8 team develop. That's Fascinating Frontiers for today. If you enjoyed this, a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify really helps new listeners find the show. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Thanks for exploring with me, and I'll see you next time. And if you'd rather watch than listen, find us on YouTube at NARA Network, links in the show notes. And before you go, this show is part of the NARA Network, a family of daily podcasts on tech, science, and markets, each one a short, sharp briefing you can finish on the commute. If today earned its place in your feed, here's your next listen. Models and Agents for Beginners. Artificial Intelligence Explained Simply for Beginners and Curious Teens. Find every show free at naranetwork.com. And on the website, every episode's visuals live in our free image gallery at naranetwork.com/gallery. Royalty-free under Creative Commons, download with attribution. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.